Two roads open every morning. One is comfort that fades. One is duty that builds. I choose duty. Walk with me. I'll show you how to keep one promise at 3 checkpoints so quitting has no room. In this video, I give you a way to stop quitting on yourself. You'll learn a rule for focus, a short vow you can keep, and a 2-minute return when the urge to stop hits. I tie it to work you can do today. The nearest duty, done well, without clinging to results. By the end, you'll have a 7-day rhythm that holds, even when you're tired. You know the loop. You start strong, the dip comes, the plan breaks, and you wait for a better mood. I don't wait. I return. I keep one idea. I make one clean act in the morning, one at noon, one at night. When I miss, I don't make a speech. I come back in 2 minutes. That's how the quit dies. That's how trust grows. Here's how we'll move. First, I'll show you what consistency really is. One kept promise. Repeat it. Then I'll give you the rule. One idea, one vow. Next, I build the day. Nearest duty, offered fruit. After that, I lock it with 3 checkpoints so momentum can't escape. Near the end, I'll give you the 2-minute return that saves any broken day. And I'll share a quiet twist. Smaller promises win faster than big goals. Stay with me. I set a bold promise in the hook. Never quit. And now I make it useful, because here's something most people completely miss when they try to be consistent by chasing motivation and waiting for perfect mornings. Consistency isn't a feeling. It's a promise I keep again and again until the promise keeps me. Let me show you the scene we all know. 2 people, same plan, same goal, same week. One rides the first wave on day 1, fades on day 3, and vanishes by Friday. The other keeps one small promise each day, plain, repeatable, honest, through good mood and bad mood. A month passes. One says, I tried. The other has a quiet pile of proof. The difference? They understand what I'm about to give you. Consistency is not mood. It's a kept promise, repeated. Why this matters is simple and sharp. Getting this wrong costs the only coin I can't earn back, my self-trust. Every quit resets the counter. Every tomorrow teaches my mind that my word is soft. Then the work gets heavy and the day feels like pushing a cart with square wheels. But getting this right changes the feel of the hour and then the week. A kept promise builds trust. Trust builds pace. Pace builds ease. The cart rounds its wheels. I stop dragging myself. I start moving with myself. Picture a blacksmith at the anvil. He doesn't wait for one heroic blow to shape iron. He strikes light and true again and again. Many clean taps, one form, or a temple wall brick by brick. One straight line today, one straight line tomorrow. The strength isn't in the single stone. It's in the lay, the rhythm, the refusal to stop laying. So what is the promise? And how small should I make it so it survives weather and mood? Here's the what, plain. I pick one act I can do every day without drama. I define what counts once, and I measure reps, not feelings. That's the full frame. Maybe it's 1 page read, 1 line written, 1 honest call made, 1 set walked, 1 minute sat in stillness. I choose the act. I name the smallest version that still moves me forward, and I keep that size when I'm tired so the chain never breaks. I don't ask, how do I feel? I ask, did I keep the promise? Feelings are weather. Promises are roads. How do I prove this in a living day so it doesn't float away as a nice idea? I run a small, stubborn system that fits in my pocket. First, I write the promise in 1 clear sentence I can say out loud. Today I write 1 true line. Or I train for 10 honest minutes. Or I speak 1 brave sentence to the person I've avoided. Second, I set a win that's hard to miss. After I brush my teeth, before I open my inbox, right before lunch, the same place in the day, so it hooks to something real. Third, I mark 1 dot when it's done. Not a paragraph, a dot. Dots are fast. Dots don't lie. 7 dots make a week I can trust. If I miss, I don't drown in talk. I return within 2 minutes and do the smallest version right then, because returning saves the day and ends the spiral before it grows teeth. Now, a quick pattern break to keep the jaw loose and the lesson deep. Imagine I'm building a fire. I don't toss in a log and pray. I lay tinder. I guard the spark. I feed the flame with small fuel until it makes its own heat. That's consistency. When I insist on big fuel early, I smother the flame and call it failure. When I feed it small and steady, the fire becomes a fact, and facts don't need pep talks. Ask yourself this, out loud if you can. What's my small fuel today? If an answer takes more than a breath, it's too big. Shrink it until the breath can carry it. You might be thinking, but if it's that small, does it even count? Yes, it counts because it compounds. A single brick won't shelter me. A line of bricks will. A single tap won't shape iron. A series will. The mind respects what repeats. Keep the promise small enough to repeat on bad days and big enough to move you on good days. And if the voice inside complains, it's not impressive. Smile once and remember, I'm not chasing applause. I'm building trust, and trust is the muscle that lifts everything else. Let me hand you a simple mini test you can run today so success happens in the next few hours, not next month. Choose one micro promise tied to your idea. Say it once in a low, steady voice. Lift your chest, breathe 4 in, 6 out, and do one honest rep right now. 1 line, 1 minute, 1 call. Mark 1 dot. That's it. If you do only that today, you're already different from who you were this morning because you kept your word when no one was clapping. Tonight, before sleep, glance at the dot and tell yourself, I keep promises. That sentence will feel small and warm. Let it. Warmth keeps fires. Would I keep watching? Yes, because I've shown you a path you can walk before the video ends, and now I sharpen the edge even more. A promise gets stronger when all my power gathers behind one idea, and a promise holds longer when I nail it to one daily vow I can say and keep. I'll show you how to gather the scattered rays into a single beam so the mind stops wandering and the work burns through. Now I gather my power behind one idea and say a vow I can keep. Now I gather my power behind one idea and say a vow I can keep. Because here's something most people completely miss when they try to build consistency with 10 goals at once and a dozen little side plans humming in the background. Scattered light warms, but focused light burns, and the day always obeys the beam. So what I'm about to share might feel almost too simple at first, but simple is the doorway. Big change likes to use, so come with me into a scene you already know. 2 people with the same talent and the same hour on the clock. One opens 5 tabs, starts 3 projects, tastes each task and swallows none. The other picks one idea for this season, points the whole hour at it, and speaks one clear vow before beginning. 30 days pass, one has a cupboard full of half starts, the other has a quiet stack of proof. And the difference isn't luck or secret sauce. The difference is this: the rays were gathered, and the vow held the aim. Why does this matter so much? And what breaks if I ignore it? Because getting this wrong has a price I pay in silence. My will leaks, my mind wanders, my days blur. I feel busy and yet I move nowhere, and each quit steals a little trust until my own word sounds thin in my ears. But get this right and everything feels lighter without getting weaker. Decisions shrink, energy returns, and the same effort starts to compound like a blacksmith's light. True strikes that shape iron, not a single dramatic blow that leaves a dent and nothing more. When I gather my power behind one idea, I stop wrestling with myself. I stop asking 100 maybe questions. I start living one clean yes. So what's the core move? Plain and human, not theory, not slogans, just a thing I can say and do today. It is this. I take up one idea for this season. I name it in one line, and I speak one daily vow tied to it, out loud. One idea means one North Star for the next stretch. 30 days, 90 days, a quarter. Short enough to feel real, long enough to grow roots. I write it in words even a tired brain understands. Build strength, finish the book, serve 10 people well, save 600, learn the skill. And I do not decorate it. I make it clear like a road sign. Then I craft one-line vow that binds the idea to the daily act. Each morning I train for 10 honest minutes. I write one true line before I open my inbox. I help one person before the day is done. I move $10 to savings after breakfast. I study 20 minutes before I scroll. Short, steady, speakable. How do I make this vow hold when I'm tired, when the room is loud, when old habits pull? I use the archer's eye and the lens. The archer does not split attention between 2 targets. He stands, breathes, and looks through the small ring until the world outside the ring softens. That's the vow, a small ring that keeps my sight. The lens does the same with light. Scatter the rays and you get warmth. Focus them and you can set paper on fire. The vow is my lens and the idea is the sun behind it. I don't need to feel fierce. I need to hold the lens still for a minute. I also cut side quests, the little urgent extras that look like progress and steal my hour, because every just this once trains the mind to believe the aim is optional. I make a fast list of 3 common leaks and write not now next to each. Inbox first thing, news before work, new project midweek. Then I move on. No drama. The world can wait 1 hour while I keep the main thing. Now let me show you the how in a way the body can run before the mind argues. Right here, right now. Lift the chest, let the shoulders fall, soften the jaw, breathe 4 in, 6 out once. Speak this structure out loud, slow and low. My idea this season is Boris. Fill the blank in 7 words or less. Take 1 more breath. Now speak the vow. Each day I will. Chase. Make it 1 line. Visible, measurable, doable when you're tired. Tape it where your eyes land in the morning. Bathroom mirror, kettle, laptop lid. And when the day begins, say it once before your first act. Not like a pep talk, like a contract you sign with air. At night, put a small dot beside it if you kept it. If you missed it, don't write a paragraph. Run a 2-minute return right then and keep the smallest version before bed. 1 line written, $10 moved, 5 push-ups done, 1 page read, because returning saves the day and keeps trust alive. You might be thinking, what if I pick the wrong idea? Good. Pick one anyway, because motion teaches faster than worry, and you can reset the season in 4 weeks with a better aim if needed. Or, what if my vow feels tiny? Then you're close, because vows that survive bad days beat vows that impress good days. Make the vow so small your tired self can carry it. And let your strong self do more when there is strength, but never raise the minimum in a storm. Or, what if I forget? Then you place anchors where your hands already go. On the coffee mug, a small card. 1 idea, 1 vow. On the phone lock screen, the same line. On your desk, a sticky with the vow written twice. When you touch the object, you speak the line, and in 1 breath your eyes return to the target. Let me drop a little story in your pocket so this sticks. I once watched a mason run a straight line across a crooked foundation. He stretched a simple chalk string, snapped it once, and every brick after that bowed to the string, not the bumps in the ground. Your vow is that string. Your day has bumps, your week has dips, your mood has weather, but the string holds the line. And if a brick goes crooked, you lift it, scrape a little, and set it again. That's not failure, that's craft. That's powerful enough on its own. But when I tied this vow to the nearest duty and refused to cling to the numbers, the whole machine gets smoother, lighter, faster. The aim is set, the beam is steady. Now I put my hands on the next right task, do it with full care, and let go of the count. I'll show you how to build that rhythm so the work stays clean and the heart stays free. Good. The aim is set. Now I do the nearest duty and offer the fruit. The aim is set. The beam is steady. So now I place my hands on what's in front of me, because here's something most people completely miss when they try to be relentless with big goals and dashboards and daily scoreboards. Numbers are echoes, not causes, and clinging to echoes makes the work heavy, while touching the next right task with full care makes the work light. So I'm going to do the simple living thing that never fails. I name the nearest duty in 1 clean sentence. I do it in a short, honest block, and I offer the result without grabbing at it. And this may feel backward at first in a world obsessed with tall counts and fast charts, but watch how the day opens when I put excellence first. Numbers later. Picture 2 workers in the same morning light. One stares at the metrics and frets, starts 3 things and finishes none. The other wipes the bench, sets the tool, names the task aloud, write the opening page, call the first client, prep the first lesson, and then gives that small thing full attention for a short stretch. When both look up an hour later, the first has a tired head and a thin pile. The second has a calm face and a real start. The difference is simple. One chased fruit, The other tended seed. Why does this matter so much that it can change my week in a day? Because getting this wrong steals my spirit from the middle. I spend energy watching for results I cannot control. I tighten my breath. I hurry my hands. I cut corners. I refresh screens. I call fear planning. Then I end the day dry. But getting this right gives me back a strange and beautiful freedom. I pour my care into what is mine to do. I let time and cause and effect do their quiet work with the rest. I sleep better because I didn't bargain with life. I acted cleanly and let go cleanly. And when I live like this for a few days, the numbers I used to chase begin walking toward me. Not because I wished, because I sowed. Think of the baker at dawn. She doesn't swing the door wide at 4 a.m. to ask the crowd what to bake. She measures, kneads, watches the heat, turns the loaves with a steady hand, crafts first, crowd later, or think of seed to fruit. If I sit on the field shouting mango, mango at a thorn, I'll lose the day and the harvest too. I must plant what I want, tend what I plant, and let the sun and rain keep their part of the bargain. So what's the method I can carry without a book in my pocket? It's 3 short moves that travel well. Move 1. Name the nearest duty in one clear sentence. I keep it small and visible. Draft the intro paragraph. Clean the first counter. Practice the scale for 5 minutes. Answer the top email only. I say it out loud so my body hears the order. Move 2. Work in a short, honest block. I set a simple frame. 10 minutes or 15 if I have it. Shoulders easy, jaws soft, eyes on the point. I let myself do one thing well, and if my mind begs for a check, I smile and say later and finish the block. Move 3. Offer the result. Drop the clean. Begin the next. I breathe out and say, this is my part. The fruit is not mine. Then I name the next nearest duty and repeat. That exhale isn't poetry. It's a reset that keeps my hands free. How do I prove this works today? In a noisy room with real stakes, let me run a quick live pattern you can copy by noon. Low, steady. I lift my chest. I breathe 4 in, 6 out once, and I speak. Nearest duty. Outline the 3 subheads. I set a 10-minute timer. I start the first subhead with the easiest line I can write. I do not leave the page. I do not check the count. I complete the 10. I breathe out and I say offered. Then without ceremony, nearest duty, write the first subhead's first 5 lines. Another 10. Offered. I've now done 20 minutes of clean work that will stand tomorrow, and my head is lighter than if I had chased numbers for an hour. If the task is a call, I write the first sentence on a card. I'm ready to begin and I have 3 points. I dial, I read the first sentence. I let my voice carry me into the minute. I end the call, I breathe out, offered, and I move on. If the task is physical, I make it even simpler. 1 counter, 1 sink, 1 shelf. I finish 1, I breathe out, offered. I step to the next. The word offered is the hinge that swings the heavy door without me pushing my shoulder through it. Now a quick pattern break to keep the mind honest, because humor oils the gears. When I cling to results, I'm like a traveler who plants a seed and digs it up every hour to see if it sprouted. Of course it hasn't. I just rip the tiny roots. When I offer the fruit, I'm the traveler who plants, waters, and walks the path. And when I come back next week, I smile at small leaves, doing what leaves do. That smile keeps me steady longer than any graph. And if a voice inside says, but if I don't watch the numbers, won't I fall behind? I answer gently, I will. Review numbers and set windows, not worship them in every breath. Late afternoon or day's end, in 5 calm minutes, with a pencil, not a heartbeat. Numbers are instruments, not gods, and I'm not here to bow to instruments, I'm here to play them. Let me hand you a tiny script you can tape where you work so this becomes reflex. Soft, clear. Nearest duty, not nearest drama. 1 block, not 10 plans. Offered fruit, not clenched fist. Say it once before you begin and once when you end, and notice how the shoulders drop on the word offered. That drop is the sign you can go again without burning out. And when the day goes crooked, as days do, I run a repair rep inside the same frame. I name the smallest true duty. I do 5 honest minutes. I breathe out offered, and I mark a dot. Repair in 5 beats, remorse in 50. Would I keep watching? And is the next step obvious? Yes, because I can already feel the hour getting smoother, and I know what will make it unbreakable. A simple day design that locks this rhythm in place so even bad weather can't blow it down. I'll stitch this method to 3 checkpoints that catch me when I slip and push me when I stall. Morning, midday, night. Small, repeatable, and strong. The aim is steady, the hands are clean, the fruit is offered. Now I make it whole with a day I cannot break. Now I make it whole with a day I cannot break. Because here's something most people completely miss when they promise themselves a new life and then watch it fall apart by Wednesday. The day has no bones, so it collapses under its own weight, while a strong day has 3 bones that keep it upright no matter the weather, and I build those bones on purpose. Morning, midday, night. Picture 2 lives running on the same street. One starts loud, gets pulled by every ping, eats at random, works in bursts, scrolls to calm down, and falls into bed with a mind that won't stop talking. The other has a quiet start, a steady check-in at noon, a clean close at night, same hours, different rhythm. The difference is simple. One life drifts, one life keeps time. That's what I give you now, a way to keep time that makes quitting awkward and returning easy. Why this matters is sharp. Without checkpoints, I live by mood. I start late, I stall midday, I end messy, and each loose end breeds 3 more by morning. The cost is trust, energy, and sleep. But with checkpoints, the day gets structure without stiffness. I waste less, decide faster, and carry less noise. Think of a train schedule. One engine, many cars, clear stations. Hit the stations, you arrive. Miss the stations, you circle the same tracks and call it effort. Or see a tree, roots, trunk, branches. 3 points hold the whole weight through wind and heat. When these are sound, the leaves can dance without breaking. Here's the what, clean and doable. Morning is roots, midday is trunk, night is branches. In the morning, I anchor the tone before the world. Speaks. 1 page of high truth, 5 quiet minutes first inch. 1 page, scripture, wisdom, a paragraph that lifts me. Not a feed, not a thread. 5 minutes, upright, shoulders easy, 4 in, 6 out, 1 word on the exhale. Peace, courage, truth. So the breath sets the pace. First inch. Say 1 clear sentence and do it right away. Open the doc and write 1 true line. Step out and walk 1 block. Make the first call. In the midday, I keep the line straight when the day begins to bend. Quick reset. 1 hinge, 1 inch. Reset. Stand. Breathe once. Eyes on a still point. Hinge. Count down 5 to 4, 3, 2, 1. Inch. Do 60 seconds of the real task and breathe. In the night, I release the day so sleep can build me back. 1 win, 1 fix, release the rest. I name 1 thing I kept. I name 1 small repair for tomorrow. I let the rest go with a long exhale. That's the skeleton. Light, strong, repeatable. Now the how, step by step, so my body can run it without asking permission from mood. Morning, roots. Before I touch a screen, I put my feet down and lift my chest. I read a single page slowly. No skimming, no hunting for new, just letting 1 line land. I sit 5 minutes with 4 in, 6 out, and a word that widens me, and then I say my vow out loud. 1 idea, 1 vow, followed by the day's line. Nearest duty, dash, Vivekananda. Yes, I do the first inch inside those first 10 minutes. No drama, no warm up. That move breaks the shell of the day like light through a shutter. Midday, trunk. When the dip hits, I don't argue. I stand, I soften the jaw. I breathe once. I 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I name the inch and I do a clean minute. If I'm truly pressed, I do 30 seconds and call it a repair rep. Either way, the line is straight again. Night, branches. I sit a minute at the edge of the bed or the edge of the couch. I say 1 win. I kept the vow. I finished 1 block. I returned fast. I say 1 fix. Move the call to morning. Write the first sentence on a card. Then I whisper offered and let the whole day out of my hands. Let me give you a small picture so this lives in your pocket when the world gets loud. The 3 checkpoints are beacons on the coast. Morning light says, sail out steady. Noon light says, correct your course. Night light says, harbor safe. When I see the lights, I stop hitting rocks or laugh with me for a breath. When I skip checkpoints, I act like a traveler who refuses to look at the map but gets angry at the road. The road is fine. I forgot the map. The map is 3 lines long. Roots, trunk, branches. That's all. Objections, answered quick so they don't grow teeth. My mornings are chaos. Then shrink the roots, not the rule. Half a page, 2 quiet minutes, first inch that takes 30 seconds. Small roots still hold. Midday is back to back. Good. Stand in a hallway. Breathe once. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Name the inch. Do 30 seconds. A trunk can be thin and still. Be a trunk. I forget at night. Place a card on your pillow that reads When Fix Release. When you move the card, you close the day. If you miss, don't write an essay. Run a 2-minute return on the spot. 2 rounds of breath, 1 small repair tomorrow, and 1 minute of whatever keeps your vow alive. 1 line, 1 dish, 1 text of courage, then sleep. Quitting loves long speeches, returning loves short moves. For proof by sunset, I'll run the schedule once today and mark 3 dots. A dot beside morning's inch, a dot at noon's hinge, a dot after night's release. 3 dots look small on paper and heavy in the heart, heavy in the best way, because they say, I keep one promise, morning, noon, night. And that's the line I want you to carry on your tongue as we close this lesson and step into the next. When the dip hits, and it will, I won't argue, I won't explain, I won't bargain. When the dip hits, I return in 2 minutes, and the fire I built with small fuel burns on. When the dip hits, I don't argue, I don't explain, I don't bargain, I return in 2 minutes, and that's how the fire lives through wind, because here's what most people miss when they say, I'll try again tomorrow. Tomorrow is a story, return is a move, and the move is small, kind, repeatable, and stronger than any speech I could give myself. So stay with me and feel this in your body right now. I lift my chest as if a string draws the crown of my head. I let the shoulders fall. I soften the jaw. I breathe 4 in, 6 out once, and once more to be sure. Then in a low, plain voice, I speak my vow. 1 idea, 1 vow. Just a line I chose this season. Simple and steady. And right after the vow, I name the next inch out loud. Here's the inch. 1 true line. Or here's the inch. Dial and say the first sentence. Or here's the inch. Clear 1 shelf. And I begin within 5 seconds so the mind can't rebuild its old picture. I do 60 honest seconds. I breathe once. I do 60 more. Then I exhale and say, offered. And I mark 1 dot where I track my promise. No speech, no drama, just a dot that says I returned when quitting felt easy, which is the moment that matters most, because anyone can work when the wind is at their back, but character is built when I move while the wind says stop. I want you to hear what that does to the rest of the plan we built together. It keeps consistency plain and real, a kept promise, repeated. It keeps 1 idea and 1 vow bright when the day goes dim. It keeps nearest duty clean because I touch the task, not the scoreboard. It keeps the 3 checkpoints alive because I can repair the morning at noon and the noon at night and close the day with peace. And now I seal it with 1 line you can carry on your tongue even when you're tired. Say it with me, slow and certain so your body hears it and obeys. I keep 1 promise. Morning, noon, night. Again, softer and deeper. I keep 1 promise. Morning, noon, night. Good. That line is your spine. For 7 days, keep the vow you chose, run the 2-minute return the moment you wobble, and mark your dots. Small fuel, steady flame, never quit. If you want a fast snap you can use before any hard task, I'll teach you a short drill that locks focus on command. There's a tiny turn in the breath most people miss that makes your voice steady and your hands sure in under 2 minutes. Want that edge? Curious how 1 exhale can flip your state? Then click the next video. The 2-minute focus. Control on command. Start it tonight while your will is warm and your hands are still on the wheel.